Welcome to the inaugural RTCC Climate Change Awards, sponsored by Link Energy. I'd like to, first of all, welcome the sponsors who are here, which is Mr. Peter Bond of Link Energy and also the team from Akzo Nobel International Paint. We decided to stage these awards because we wanted to recognise the huge strides in the whole transition into a low-carbon economy, whether it's from individuals, companies, campaign groups. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Sarah Gerg, who's going to be your host this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Thank you, James. Before we're going to start, thank you very much for all coming here. And I would like to ask Peter Bond from Link Energy on stage to say a few words.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for being here. It's a great pleasure to be at COP19 and enjoy the discussions that go on at these events. Just quickly on the CEO and Managing Director and founder of Link Energy. Link Energy is an Australian company that's focused in a number of areas of energy, but in particular clean gas, clean coal, using a process called underground coal gasification. We've been developing that for a number of years, but the process is essentially that we can drill into deep stranded coal seams and unlock the coal that was there, turn it into clean gas that can become clean power or go into pipeline and basically become gas for communities, industry, etc. We are running power station in Uzbekistan. We have operations we're moving forward on in South Africa. We're working in Asia, etc. So it's a energy platform that is moving ahead. If you think of where coal seam gas was 20 years ago, it started with an early process that ticked over the edge, became profitable, acceptable, and went forward. Shale 7 years ago was virtually unheard of, except for people in the industry. Now it's a driver of what is $3 gas in North America and part of their economic spur, I guess, to new highs. And I believe that underground coal gasification, particularly in countries like Poland, where they are hampered by high price of gas from countries like Russia, from importing gas from places like Russia, and they're very coal dependent, and yet they have a large resource of opportunity that can be unlocked into their very sustainable and effective power generation and gas production for industry. That's what Link has been doing and developing over many years. And that dovetails nicely into the awards ceremony that we're happening here this evening, where the first recipient is also committed to the research of the clean tech sector. And the first award goes to Nihar Pahuja of Terry University in Delhi. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much. On behalf of all the colleagues associated with Terry University, I would like to thank RTCC Award and all the sponsors. And I think getting this award here would inspire us further to continue good work in regard to sustainable development and clean energy. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Terry University's key focus is energy efficiency, solar and biofuels. And they've done some outstanding research in the clean tech sector. So, well done. The second award goes to a fellow Australian company, also doing some outstanding work in the greenhouse gas in particular area. And that's, this award goes to Nia Murray of Trackcar from Australia. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you. Thank you very much to the sponsors and to RTCC. I'd simply like to say that we need a new approach to solve the problems of climate change. I think the science makes that very clear, and I think that going forward from COP19, we can do something about automating climate projects, and we can do something about being more accurate about measuring greenhouse gas emissions. The science tells us that greenhouse gases and temperature are correlated, so if we reduce emissions, we reduce temperature. That also tells us that sea level has a longer term time scale, and that we are in for sea level rises for the next few hundred years. So we are standing at a point in history where we have to face the biggest challenge that humanity has ever faced, and we have to work together. Thank you.
Congratulations. Trackcar does some very impressive work in the development of greenhouse gas measuring equipment, incorporating the use of cloud technology, and well done. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Peter. Well, actually, I was supposed to say something between Peter's speech, but his assistant told me already he's not to stop once he starts. So let's go on to the third award tonight, which is the Climate Woman of the Year for 2013. In recognition of the vital role women play in the climate change process, UN Chief Cristina Figueres, EU Climate Chief Connie Hedegaard, and Venezuela's lead climate negotiator Claudia Salerno were all among the nominees. But the winner is the World Bank's Rachel Kite. Well, she can't be here tonight, but Ed told me somebody else is gonna get the award. I destroyed it. It's actually, I would like to welcome Yasmin Metzler from the UNCCD, who's going to present the award later on.
Thank you very much. Sarah already said a lot about the award, and I specifically want to mention not only the climate change and combating climate change, but also the important role women play in natural resource management and in the link between environment and sustainable development. And as one of the representatives of the Rio Conventions, the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, I speak here on behalf of the 3 Rio Convention, and I'm really happy that the award goes to the World Bank and to that achievement the World Bank and Rachel have made with regard to climate change and sustainable development. So please come on stage, and I'm happy to... Okay, so...
Sorry to disappoint you, I'm not Rachel indeed. I'm happy to take any award which comes my way. To say a few words, why is Rachel not here? Rachel is currently in DC in the world of action, trying to drive green growth and inclusive progress, while we're here in the world of negotiation. Next week she will be here, try to bridge those two worlds, where the experience of the World Bank hopefully is a contribution to the negotiation process. Only 1 month ago, Rachel, together with President Jim Kim, convened ministers of finance in Washington, D.C. during annual meetings, and they discussed about economics of climate change. For the ministers of finance, it's absolutely clear that, for example, coastal city flooding costs per year $6 billion now. In the future, in 2050, it's estimated to be $1 trillion. We also know that if we invest now, we can avoid those extreme costs. So what Rachel has done, together with President Jim Kim, is to develop an action plan going forward. We have 4 priority areas where we try to drive action. One is on agriculture. The second one is on carbon markets. Thirdly, on fossil fuel subsidies. And lastly, a few words on our cities initiative. President Jim Kim, together with Rachel, launched our low-carbon city initiative in New York last year. Because what we realized is what cities need to develop in a low carbon, clean way. They need private finance. So is there a way where we as a World Bank, together with other financial institutions, can drive private finance into cities? We believe we can, and that's particularly our focus of our initiative. Lastly, we see this award, Rachel's Award, as an encouragement for the bank to be a partner of choice, and we thank the organizers for this award in particular. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you, Patrick, alias Rachel. ASCO Nobel and International Paint are the sponsors of our Wine Solutions Provider Award. Before we announce the winners, I would like to welcome Anders Österlund to say a few words. Here we go.
I'm already here. Yes, thank you. So just a few introduction words. Not maybe everyone knows what Akzo Nobel is and who we are. So I will, in a few seconds, just say a few words. Akzo Nobel is a global paint and chemicals company, 50,000 people, 15 billion turnover, with a very high sustainability agenda. We are the #1 on Dow Jones Sustainability Index for manufacturing, and that is something that we try to drive and to integrate in the business that we do. We have a cradle-to-grave view on the sustainability strategy. We try to see from where we pick the raw materials till the final product works with the customer. It's a really broad view on how we try to see sustainability. And I will give a few examples here correlating to the wind power that we are working on. We have a renewable energy strategy. We are a big energy consumer, electricity mainly, where we try to source more and more of our renewable, or energy as renewable. We have 33% in the portfolio of renewable energy, and we strive to come up to 45% over a couple of years. And that we do by involving ourselves in windmill projects, mainly in the Nordic countries, but also elsewhere. So this is an example of a 30 mil wind park that we have up in the north of Sweden that was started up last year, and we have a number of projects in Sweden and Finland as well. The other part that we do is to try to create some business around the wind, and we are a coatings company, and we have really high performing coatings that helps wind power companies to withstand whatever they stand. So we have projects where we have coated turbines in Australia. We have the project London Array in the UK, where we are coating also the foundations of the windmills. So there is a broad variety of products going into this as well. And the conclusion basically for what we do, we try to engage also in growing markets with our customers and be a partner in whatever end of the cycle that there is. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Anders. Anders, don't go away. You're giving the award to someone. Onto the award. Dong Energy, Deep Sea, and Google were among these nominated. The winner is the Turkana Wind Farm in Kenya. Please come on stage.
Well, thank you very much to the RTCC, to the sponsors, Akzo Nobel, but when one gets an award, you only see one person, and a project the kind we are developing in Kenya, 300 megawatts, 365 turbines, in a very remote area of Kenya, cannot be done by a man alone. And I need to ask you for a moment. I would like to thank a few people. First of all, two of my founding fathers of the project that are present here today, Harry Wassenaar and Casper Padekoper. Thank you for being here. And of course, our other founding fathers who are not with us here, but they are Christopher Staubo, Norwegian, John Thiongo Mwangi from Kenya, and Willem Doleman from Holland, who are all in Kenya right now and will be seeing this very, very soon. We're very proud to be here. I need also to thank that this project would never have been able to be there unless we had the support we've had from the African Development Bank, the support we've had from the Kenya government at large, and indeed from our co-developers and equity partners, being the Nor Fund from Norway, Finn Fund from Finland, and IFU from Denmark, Vestas from Denmark, the turbine supplier, who is a partner as well, and indeed Altwich International as a co-developer. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. So we are almost done, but we have 2 more awards to give out tonight. Next is the Sustainable Waste Management Firm of the Year. Not often we associate rubbish with low carbon development, but this is a growing and hugely important sector. Landfills are the 3rd largest source of methane emissions on the planet. TerraCycle and Book Belly Solar among these nominated. But the winner is Petromas, who are from Peru, and Peru is going to be the next COP, COP20. Petromas. I saw them here. Here we go. James, would you come on stage? Thank you very much.
It gives me great pleasure to present this award to Petromas. Congratulations.
Para nosotros en Petromas, este premio en manejo sostenible de residuos sólidos representa un reconocimiento internacional a nuestro compromiso con la mitigación del cambio climático y la preservación del medio ambiente.
For us in Petromas, receiving this award for management of solid waste is a recognition on what we are doing in combating climate change and protecting the environment.
Durante los últimos años, en nuestros rellenos sanitarios, hemos logrado evitar que el equivalente a 1 millón de toneladas de CO2 no sean expelidas al medio ambiente.
During the last few years, we have managed to get 1 million tons of CO2. We have avoided that this CO2 is emitted to the environment.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, the last one. Our last award for tonight is for the NGO of the Year. Plenty to choose from. Carbon Tracker, 350.org, and GCCA were all nominated. But the winner is Greenpeace. To present the award, I'd like to welcome Louisa Kesson from the UK Youth Climate Coalition on stage.
So it's with great pleasure to present the award to Greenpeace. With the ambition levels that we're currently seeing at COP19, I think it's really important that Greenpeace are here as a recognized presence to keep the pressure up, to bring actions like the one we saw this morning with Free the Arctic 30, and to really show what's going on outside, to bring that inside, to push up the ambition at COP19. So this award for Climate NGO of the Year 2013 goes to Greenpeace. Say some words.
Thank you very much. We are very honored to receive this award, which will inspire us to become even smarter and more effective in our campaigning. Greenpeace has been campaigning against climate change now for a quarter of a century, and we've been involved in this process from the very beginning. But often we feel that governments are more busy protecting the interest of their fossil fuel industries rather than protecting the interests of their own citizens, which is why we are never afraid of going after the laggards, showing the world where the problem is, who are standing in the way, and drawing the line where, you know, things are going just way too bad. And this is what our Arctic campaign is about. We believe that the Arctic is a place that needs to be protected, not exploited, and that we have already found way more oil than we can ever afford to burn if we are to prevent catastrophic climate change. And yet, those who are defending the rights of all the citizens in the world are currently in jail in Russia for having taken a peaceful protest against Arctic oil drilling. They've been there for 56 days now, jailed, when the real criminals are free. And this award will inspire us to keep on campaigning and bringing others also on board to really put the heat on the fossil fuel industry and everybody who is standing in the way of progress. Because if we only continue lobbying in this process, hoping that a miracle will happen somehow while the big interests keep on working for the other direction, we will not receive what we want. We believe that there is a better, cleaner and safer future out there, and it's ours if we want it. Thank you.
Thanks. Well, thank you very much for coming tonight. I would especially thank Link Energy again for coming, for being the sponsor of these awards. I would like to thank AXO and International Paint. And this year was the first time that RTCC gave out awards, and we like to continue doing that. So hopefully we're all going to see each other next year, maybe with the same winners, maybe with different winners. So enjoy your evening, and see you next year in Peru.